Hello, everyone. Thank you, first of all, for having us here. My name is Giulia Battistini, and maybe you also already know Battistini Nursery or Battistini Vivai. We are a company from Italy that came in Moldova 10 years ago or 12 years ago, so our partnership has been very well established during this decade. And maybe you don't know, but Battistini is also my surname. We are the third generation of this company. It's a family company, so I'm very proud to be here. And once again, thank you for this invitation. And thank you also to Mac Fruit to have this partnership with us and with Moldova Fruit. So let's begin. As I said, Battistini is a company, but it also is a family business. We work we started working 75 years old. I know I look younger, but this is the reality. And we produce about 12 million plants, and we export mainly in 40 countries. And our commitment is in stone fruit, in berries, and in hazelnut. Thanks to our in vitro laboratories, we are expanding the production of certified plants. Certified plants mean also sanitary certification and quality. This is our global market nowadays. You can see we are reaching countries almost all over the world. And this our production, as you can see, we are specialized in rootstocks and in stone fruit, but we are developing every year berry as well. Battistini, I'm very proud to say that we are a closed chain. So when you are our customer, you have to consider that everything we are doing is doing from zero, from really the scratch of a little buds. From the ready trees, you are ready for your production, for your orchard, and for markets. So consider also that every phase of the growing of the plants is doing by us in our greenhouses, in our shadow area, in our fields. I am here to present I think there is a big challenge in front of everybody. That is the climate change, but also to start thinking of find the right variety and the right rootstocks for each type of area, soil, and water possibilities, considering that every year is changing completely as the year before. So I think it's very important to exchange as much information as possible between our agricultural sectors. Usually we are dealing with a lot of experimental breeder program. You have to consider that each variety can take, stone fruit can take 10 years to become a real variety. So it can take a lot of effort from the breeders to have a new variety and to put, of course, in the market. Usually we test in our nursery before to make them in production. Usually they use seeds, so every plant is different by another, and then they starting the observation of the variety. Usually during the years, the valuation criteria are these, so the eating quality is becoming more important. I know it seems absurd, but sometimes you want to a fruit looks beautiful, it doesn't matter the taste. So now it's becoming more important to back to the past, the taste is becoming, in our opinion, more and more important because the market is full of everything. So you have to be almost the best on the market. And as I said, adaptation to climate change, the efficiency, because I think the cost of the labor everywhere is becoming one of the biggest costs all over the world. So you have to consider how much time you need to pick fruits. And also the disease resistance or tolerance, because are very two different things. are very important because we don't have season anymore, so you have to consider to this also as an aspect. Then, as I said, it's not only about the taste, but also about the sweet and the acid, the juiciness, for example, and the appearance of the fruits. And as I said, the orchard efficiency, I think one of the most important things in the last 2 or 3 years are the self-type variety. So varieties you can make one plot without any pollination needed. And of course, they have to be regular in production. It means you don't have so many escalation of big production, and the second year you got a little less, of course, of the results. And as I said, as large period as possible, of course, and also can require less thinning. That is a very, very important thing, but sometimes you don't have time or workers to make a very good thinning. And about, again, the resistance, a lot of variety we're putting in the market as much as possible tolerance or resistant variety. Sharka is one of the main problem all over the Europe. So we are trying to find as much as possible the resistance, the genetic resistances to bugs. Of course, Monilio is because of this unbearable raining season everywhere, and some months as well. To become a little bit more interesting for everybody, I chose the variety that are requiring a high demand of chilling hour. So you have to consider in winter season, sometimes you don't have a proper temperature for all the variety. When we call chilling variety, you have to consider you have below 7 degrees, and a lot of variety, if you don't reach this range, you can have a very big problem with the production. As I said, also, of course, plastic variety, settled and late flowering. Late flowering, of course, is one of the best things possible, but sometimes you cannot have early variety with a later flowering. Is demanding sometimes too much. I put also this because sometimes I have a customer that ask, I want the best variety. Okay, but best for who? For which period? For which period? For which country? For which market? So you have also to consider that the best sometimes it's not the best for everybody, but it's the best you can survive to your condition and to your managing also. I started with the apricot varieties, and I choose to start with a very early variety. It's brand new, but I think it's quite promising. It's called Smart Pot. It's self-fertile because every breeder now is preferring self-fertile variety. From my point of view, it's really early variety, but we have also some, we got in the past in Italy some problem with frost as well. But this variety, in the past 2 years, we have reached with no problem because the critical point during the flowering was reached. So when the frost arrived, was incredibly to say, but was too late. So we have already a small apricot inside the flower buds, inside the flower, sorry. So you got no problem with anyway with the frost or a heavy rain. Another variety, 10 days after Smart Pot, is Fiesta Pot. I think the most interesting thing about this variety is very early fruit set. So after really 2-3 years, you can really start the production. This picture I take was as 2 years old plants. And from my point of view, the taste is really good. And it's going to be Magic Pot, a new variety instead of Magic Pot because it's self-fertile, as I said. And probably one of the most promising varieties, Cocotte, is in Italy and France is June, was period, so between middle of June, let's say. Is really particular because the shape is rounded, is like a small peach, very well colored, and you have to see when you open when you open the fruit, the flesh is really well colored, but inside it is really orange. So you have this characteristic that is this difference between these two colors, and it's really big. This doesn't. I think it's a good thing. Another variety that is becoming popular is not a new variety, but is becoming interesting because it's a very late variety of flowering. It becomes in intermediate period, but the flower is really late. So you have this combination that is quite unique, and there is big color to it. The fruit is good, very good taste, and is becoming popular again, but actually is not a brand new variety, but it's becoming popular again since of this problem with the very problematic springs. And then we have a new introduction that is teacock, and I think it's becoming challenging for teacock to move ladycock, because when you have an apricot near ladycock, I think it can be tricky, because as everybody I think know, ladycock is considered the most demanded variety everywhere. We will see. And then I present also Aristo, that is a very nice color, and for me it's very elegant because it's not particularly round shaped, it's a little bit elongated, and the taste is really good. And is practically red, but is still a bicolor epithet. Layacot probably is one of the best in taste. Is 10 days after Ladycot, so you have to consider also always the market that you are dealing with, because you already have a lot of Ladycot. Layacot can be the continue for it. It's not big as Ladycot, but in my opinion, the taste is even better. Nelson is becoming really popular. Is in Spain and in Italy is Faralia period. In my opinion, is better than Faralia because of the taste and because of the shape. Balcot, these are really late variety. They are all settled deals, so are very interesting if you have a very late market. So a market that come in August or sometimes even in September. Julia? Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Winter pot. And Madrigal as well is a late variety, is sister of Nelson. And in this case, you have a very good taste, are bicolor and not so dry and stuck as Faralia and Farbari. So I think, and I'm closing with Rouge-Cotte, that is the only completely red color apricots that we are producing. We bet on Rouge-Cotte because it is a really brilliant red. Is very and the taste is really good. It's not acid. The skin is not acid like the other red apricot before, and it's healthy. So it's never it's always a good idea to set it a variety. Okay. Thank you so much for the attention and thank you one more time.
Dacă sunt întrebări, vă rog.